My J1212. Hey Simon, how we doing, man? I'm just getting set up and trying to get sorted at the moment, bro. But I'm doing alright, thank you. How's yourself? Early day, took the dogs out at 8 o'clock. Far too warm, so I thought I'd come and hide in the hobby room, to be quite honest. Get a bit of painting done despite the weather. And for some reason even my cameras are wanting to melt and not stay still. Doing all this jazz. There we go. You want to stay there now? Yeah. Exhausted, man? Well, I hope you get that rest and you feel much better for it. The heat's enough to take it out of anybody, so if you're already tired, rest ain't a bad thing. On top of some cotton sheets with a draft off a fan, hopefully you'll be alright, buddy. Good morning, folks. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're all well. What's brought on the exhaustion, Si? And just cooking it at both ends, brother? You stay safe though, man. No worries, bro. No worries at all. Look after yourself, Si. See you soon, bro. Oh, those bits. Easy looking knife, how we doing? You good, Tony? We love those Viking Ultramarines. A bit pale in the face, but hey ho. How are you keeping, sir? Get a fresh wet palette set up. It's so damn warm outside, don't I thought, right, I'm gonna hide indoors in the hobby room and just try and survive with some painting. How you doing today, bro? Just got my little teacup chihuahua come and lay on the bed under the fan. She's not a daft dog. No, I've got a pal called Tony, but he's not here. It's just you, lucky knife. I'm talking to you, sir. I know it's Tony. You called Tony in brackets Lucky Knife on Discord. Or Lucky Knife brackets Tony, one or the other. My best pal's called Tony as well. All maths. See you in the stream all the time, brother. I'm glad I plugged the gaps there, mate. Yeah, we've been streaming a good while, like, it's just nice little, more of a chilled, I just like to paint, crack on. I'm not such the bantery sort, I don't mind a good chat here and there, but you know how it goes. And how are you today then, my friend? You good? I'm trying to slowly not to melt, I'll be quite honest with you. Long trip to Finland. Oh, sweet, sweet. Unable to connect to chat? Why? What's that, YouTube? What's going on there? Oh. Oh, strange. Are we reconnected? Yeah, I don't know, I had a temporary little internet issue there. View, docs. Chat. There we go. See if we can reconnect. Sorry about that. Must be the weather playing up with the internet. One of them I've met before, but another will be the first time seeing. I've got High Five over in. Where's High Five? High Five's in Sweden. I believe Leps goes. I think he's in Finland. A few friends over in Canada, some in Germany. Plenty in Germany actually. One of them lives in a place called the Black Forest in Germany, and his home looks absolutely stunning in its surroundings, wrapped up in the woods. I'd love to go visit. Get plenty of invites, so yeah, I'll end up going at some point. It's just life has me responsible for 2 little dogs at the moment, so it's not like I can go gallivanting off and swanning away wherever I like. What safe journeys though, dude. That would be cool. Wipe that off. Let's get some Arctic gem and a bit of acno in here. Yeah, that's I don't know about that, dude. Me and my head start reading into that stuff before I start flying. That ain't gonna do me no favours. Oh shit, that came out fast. That's what she said. Once I found out the airplane, I was going to First Street. And what did you find? I'm slightly horrified to hear the potential answer to that. One was a near crash, an extreme skill issue of the captain. Well, that's a bit hair-raising, isn't it? Did the captain get them out of it though? Or was it his poor skills that got them into a potential crash? Kept going down even without. That's fucking nuts. That's absolutely insane. Yeah, I've been on a plane twice in my life, and that's nearly 30 years ago. I didn't enjoy it then. I've got no desire nor inspiration to jump on a plane again. And I don't like the boats. I don't like the sea. Maybe I'm just supposed to stay on this little island, mate. Feels like the Truman Show, I'll be honest. I envy you, really lucky now. No, I guess so. I think it's learned behaviour. My mum used to be absolutely petrified of flying. And I remember that one time when we went to Lanzarote, she got so absolutely pissed up in the bar before even boarding the plane, it was shocking. I'm having to be a bit messy with this hammer just to tidy it up afterwards. I used to do a lot of coaches to London, 6.5, 7 hour coach journeys. It used to cost me about £9 for a return ticket. Good old megabus. Not the comfiest experience, but a cheap one. Two kebabs worth of money. Yeah, that's about right, is that? I'd say so. I'd rather a plane ticket than the kebab. That I can confirm. Right, now we want that grey. Where's that bloody grey gone? There it is. How's the old painting going anyway? Looking nice. Here you got some skills on you, fella. Seen a few of the bits of art. Some nice work there. You're most welcome, sir. How long you been at it? Spent many years away from the painting. Came back last year. Originally started when I was about probably 10ish, something like that. West painting session. Haven't posted anything yet since those. Dudes need heads painting. Oh yeah, you were gonna. I suggested putting heads on the stick, because that's how I. In fact, I've still got a load of heads on the stick. Here you go, look. Heads on the sticks. I've got 3 of them here. We've got a Reaver helmet, we've got a Space Wolf head, and then we've got a pineapple head. There we go. Little pineapple head. End of October last year. You're making good progress then, sir. You do some other forms of art? I have an artistic instinct. I cannot seem to get these runes right at all on this hammer. Kind of getting a bit fed up, to be honest. Still better. Ah, fair enough. I've got, my fingers are too big to play guitar, but I do play a bass guitar. I've had umpteen dozen electric guitars, and yeah, the amount of noise from my fat fingers trying to cover those tiny strings on frets. I don't know how other big-handed people manage to do it. Honestly, I don't. I'll stick with the bass. And beating up drum pads. I like beating up drum pads. I've got an MPC just to my left here. Smack that around and make some beats. It's a little bit buried. Try and unbury my MPC. There we go. My ye old MPC live. I do love it. I don't know, it's kind of a love-hate relationship to be fair. I love the device and its potential, but it's I find it a bit of a pain in the ass to use. Kind of works, kind of doesn't. I'd have to go with that, sir. I'd have to go with that. Very true. On first base, it was an Ibanez TR. If you like a bit of metal, you probably know Korn, and if you know Korn, you should know the Freak on a Leash video, of which Fieldy is playing a cherry red 5-string Ibanez. That was my first ever bass guitar. In fact, I remember getting it quite well, because just before I got that bass guitar, I got my labret pierced right there. And my mother and my father weren't very happy that I'd got my labret pierced. This was about 2 weeks before my birthday. And my old man turned around and says, "Unless you take that piercing out, you're not getting your present." And he was taking me to go pick my choice of bass guitar, so you can imagine how quickly that piercing came out. I wasn't impressed to have to do it, but you know, I was easily bribed. Oh yeah, that drop D string. Oh, I love that. Big fat B string. Tune it out. That was awesome. Slapping a drop B. There's nothing quite like it. Well, that's what we've done it too. Didn't realise that. Yeah, but if you don't know any better and you start with like a 5 or a 6 string, when you get down to a 4 string, it's an absolute piece of cake, isn't it? It's like, oh, this is so simple. You mean I have more space for my fingers, more room on the frets? Wonderful. I need a white. I was way back in the day. When was that? It would have been the year 2000. I left high school in '99, and I was in college for September 2000. Yeah, so it'll have been in the summer of 2000. That bass guitar. My friend Brett. He used to play Steve Vai, you know, for breakfast as a warm-up. I've never seen in physical presence a guitarist like my old friend Simon Brett. He's absolutely shit hot, to be fair, and he used to play 7 strings too. What was his favourite? He had an Ibanez, but there was another one that was his favourite. I can't remember what it was. It wasn't a Gibson. It wasn't the Ibanez. It was some sort of heavy rock brand, I think. Yeah, seriously, his original teacher was, you know, Dream Theater, the original guitarist out of Dream Theater. That was his first guitar tutor. And by the time I met him in college, he was like some sort of demon wizard, I swear. I've got videos actually. Well, I found videos on YouTube from when I watched him play at Hoagie's in Leeds, and it's just insane. Let me see if I can drop a link in the chat. Don't know if it'll let me, but I will try. Viewer, channel, playlists, old friends. Right, copy that. We'll come over to chat, paste that in. There you go. There's a link to that's Brett, Simon Brett at Hoagie's. Oh, it's a private playlist. I hope that don't stop you opening it. Let me edit the playlist. Make it public. Public. There we go. Save. You should be able to access that, no problem now. But there's 3 videos on that playlist, and he plays like some sort of demon guitar wizard. He sold his soul to something, brother. Mind you, to be fair, he'd wake up, he'd pick his guitar up, he'd play his guitar before he'd do anything. He would play his guitar before he even went for a wee. He would just play his guitar before breakfast, before dinner, before tea. He would play his guitar the last thing at night, and spent most of the day with the guitar in his hands. He was a very, very dedicated musician, I would say. And that video that I've just posted, that was 2001. I've tried to find him, to get back in touch with him, message him on his SoundCloud. I tried to find him on YouTube. I could only find those videos, and I was at that gig. That's why I knew why to look them up. I miss Brett. Guessing you're watching all 3 videos now. Hey, rocks. I've got a mad experimental old track that we did in was it Sony Acid back in the day? No, it wasn't Sony, they hadn't bought it yet. It used to be Acid Loops. We put like this experimental 4/4 beat and loads of Brett's guitar whiling together. Sounds a bit nuts. Crazy, innit? Absolutely crazy. I mean, he was only young then as well. I'd love to hear him now. That was in 2001. So, you know, I'd what, 24 years of practice on top of that? The guy must be some sort of wizard. Sorcerer. I mean, yeah. I used to sit in his college room. We'd smoke bud. We'd play guitars. We'd make beats. And we'd just have a real good fucking time. Read school and music. Yeah, good times. A large part of me keeps wanting to go back into some musical education, go redo my music engineering. Because that career never really got launched, and I'd have loved to have done some sound engineering. Sadly, got into a bit of debt in college, and so I had to. My old man did not support the fact that I was studying music at BTEC level in order to go to university to do more music. My dad said, why don't you do a proper college course that will get you a job, something like computers? And therefore the support for me to get through that college and to do that course, to go into what I wanted to do, just wasn't there. Which was a bit of a shitter, I'll be quite honest. But at my grand old age, there's nothing stopping me going back. Except myself and my personal loathing for institutional education. That probably doesn't help. What grade would you say you are, Lucky? Have you done any guitar grades? I only got to grade 3 on the bass as far as actual tutoring goes. I'll say I play maybe around a grade 4, grade 5. I'm not brilliant, but I can hold the tune. Just gotta let that dry, can't rush it. Yep. Have to do some more on this bad boy then. Don't know anything about grades. My original college bass tutor is actually on YouTube. Mark, what's his surname? I can't remember. Oh, there he is. That's my old bass tutor.
All slabs.
He is on YouTube as Taking Bass Lessons. This is Mark, my old bass tutor. Top guy. Yeah, sounds like you're pretty much a self-taught player, just learning to play what you enjoyed. Most guitarists I know are like that, to be fair. It came from a love of music, and they just kept going. Let's get some toning done. Sweet. Push it now. Well, you said it in a nutshell right there, brother. It's all those bits to practice, isn't it? It's like me in music production. I love writing music, but musical theory, I'm not what I used to be on it, let's put it that way. And I think my old brain's got a bit lazy to bother digging back into it. In fact, where is it? There is an A-B guide to music theory floating about right near me. I know there is. It's somewhere. One of the first ever music theory books I got. A-B Guide to Music Theory, Grade 1. Grade 1 to 3 actually is the book. You can never get bored though when you play guitar, eh, Tom? You just start doing your own little backing beats in something like Ableton, or what's the free version, Ableton Lite. That's what I'm buying. That's the new copy of Ableton. I did go to a DAW called Bitwig, but it's heavily focused on like modular stuff, and I don't know, it kind of got overwhelming. So since I moved to Bitwig, I really have done fuck all with music. It put me off. So I am going to buy a new copy of Ableton and get back to it really. Part of my soul's missing. Pick up guitar only for 20 minutes myself, fast forward 3 hours. Exactly, we've got nothing but respect for that dude. Nothing but respect. When time flies, 3 hours passes like that. That's called being in the zone. Or in your case, you could call it the tone zone. can copyright that for a channel if you want. Go do little guitar licks on your Tone Zone channel. Solar panels to the house and big amps. Seriously? Solar panels cause interference on the amp. That's fucked up, man. Ooh, what about if you put a copper shield around the amp? That would protect it from the solar panel interference. You just got to put a complete grounding sheet around your amp. It might even work by just putting it on a copper mat. I'm not 100% on that one. But that is a potential solution to that problem, I think, Tony. Never heard of that though. That's weird. It sucks. From the outlet itself, I've tested in different rooms. Switch the panels up the interference. Right. It sounds to me like there's some dodgy earth on those solar panels, because that shouldn't be happening at all. Towards the ceiling it gets worse. Could you get some screaming feedback interference maybe? And record it and try and make something good out of the shit? Just gotta switch the solar panels off, don't you? Sorry ma, sorry pa, it's guitar time. Stuff your free energy. 60 hertz buzz. Ah, oh, that's pants. I don't know. I definitely think that sounds like a grounding issue between the connection of the solar panels in your actual house wiring. Maybe a bit of research on that, see what could be causing it, because I'm pretty sure it'll be a relatively simple solution. Might not be so simple to implement, but the explanation of the solution should be simple enough. That's exactly what you tell them. Hold no bards and take no for answers. So what I'm doing here is just splashing a load of like Space Wolf's contrast into the nooks and crannies in the gaps. So then when I start applying the fang, I've already got my shading pre-installed. Just makes life easier a little bit. his arm joint seized up. Loosen her up. There we go. No breakages, thank goodness. I was expecting that to go twang. And we don't want it going twang, do we? Let's just get liberal with it. That's all we do. Get liberal with some Space Wolves Grey. Slap it on there. Get some shade. Happy days. In his hands, on his fist. Models like this in the gunship that make me think I should start using an airbrush. I mean, the thought of painting that with a paintbrush is a bit of a nightmare, isn't it? Let's be honest. That's a big ass gunship. Shum. Oh, it's that big, I can't even get it on the camera. And now to base coat it with an airbrush. I base coated that with a rattle can, to be fair. I used Army Painter's Wolf Grey and then just base coated the whole thing. That made life a bit easier. Alright, that's done. That's done. That's done. Now we've got to start colouring it up from the bottom and yeah, hey ho. Two. And the 3 blues every Space Wolf guy has to own. No, I don't know. I didn't. I did all the Thunderhawk. I did all of the Land Raider, and I did a Venerable Dreadnought. I did Wolffang. And I think there was still some left in the rattle can. I even did old Canis Wolfborn down here. If you put a full can on that, I think that's a bit much, that dude. I like my little painting stand. It's useful. Now, find a brush. Pick a brush. Fumui. Cheap as chips off Amazon, but they're actually really nice sable brushes. Fumui. But the ones I'd recommend are these ones. Golden Maple Master Finest Sable. These brushes are the most wonderful brushes I've ever had the pleasure to paint with. They do exactly what you think the brushes should do. Move the paint exactly where you'd expect it to, and to be honest, in all my years of painting, I've never found a brush that does what they do. So there you go, personal recommendation. And get yourself some Golden Maple Master Series Finest brushes. Da Vinci Series 10 Kolinsky. Very nice. I don't mind some of the Series 2 brushes. They're really nice. What's that? My old Renaissance brush got killed after painting the Bonk Captain? What's the Bonk Captain? Sounds like an orc, if I were to guess. A jump pack captain with a thunder hammer. I call him the Bonk Captain. I get it, yep. See where you're coming from with it, it kinda works. Now this guy has got a big, great wolf axe. So we'll call this the Choppy Invictus. Mr. Choppy. Controller in the model and minis channel and type in gems. In the minis channel, models and miniatures. Armor. Gems. Now Hexion's post comes up and Major Havoc's post comes up. Yours doesn't. Let me try a different. Control F. Looking at Someone's been busy with the Titans, haven't they? I've still got a 18-inch tall Warhound Titan to put together. But I'm not even bothering until I open an airbrush. No, it's not finding it, dude. The minis channel and type in gems. Yeah, there's only 2 posts with gems on it. Oyster, that looks a little bit. The base is good. Need a bit more time on it, bro. Armageddon box set. It makes me want to vomit, honestly. I can't find it in there, dude. I see Raven Hobbies and myself who use the term with gems in it. Ladies and germs. Ah, right. Germs, not gems. No, I hadn't even come up with. Oh, there we go. The bonk captain. Ladies and germs. Did you make the base, or was that the base that it came with? It's framed really nicely. Oh, you're getting better at those faces, dude. And I'm zoomed right in on that. It looks like there's a guy on YouTube called it's Squidmar, and they have that very similar. It's almost like a pastel or oil paint effect when they're doing faces, quite with the gradients. It looks very similar to their work. I like that. Mix of different highlights, some Zen and Fall, some edge highlighting. See what you've done there with the hammer handle. Not the easiest to do, is it? It's rather time consuming. So look at the shield. That's neat. And I do like the wear that you've done around the white of the shield. That looks quite effective. So look at the back. Yeah, those end and fall highlights on the back of his leg and his butt, they look really nice. So does the jetpack work you've done. That's spot on, is that looking nice? Bang on, sunshine. Oh, keep up the good work. That's what I'd say. Bobby Dazzler, as they say in Yorkshire. Took you around 30 hours. It looks about 30 hours effort that you've put in, to be fair. Models I've spent 30 hours on. I don't know, roughly. Probably some wolves or something behind me. I spent a bit longer than that on some of these though. This is the Yanari project stuff I'm working on. And this one Wraith Knight has probably got maybe about 20 hours so far. But it's getting there. Same as my Yinkan. I still haven't finished that fucker. But she is getting there. Slowly but surely. I thought I'd have a break from the Adhd and get back to some wolves. In half the time. Set yourself a personal challenge. Make one like him and see if you can paint the same quality in half the time. That'd be a good benchmark test, wouldn't it? Next HQ model I'm painting. NMM gold and silver. Oh, you mean actual painting gold? The model? Oh, the Wraith Lord. Yeah, I did post it in all maths. A friend did that with some of his Adeptus Mechanicus the other day, and he was saying it's really good painting on a sprue. And I thought, well, I've been on and off in this hobby for best part of 30 years. I've never painted on a sprue yet, so maybe I'll give it a go. Giving that the face was too dark, it needed to be lighter to draw more attention to it. Well, that's it. The heads are always worth spending a bit of time to, because usually, you know, it's at the top of the model, there's a lot of detail, it's a key thing that draws the attention. My advice to people that don't like doing heads is to put extra detail into like the chest or the weapon or something to make another part of that model stand out, just so there's not so much attention on the face. The human eye is drawn to pretty things. No, but that face wear, that looks really good, does that? Impressive. Exactly. If you think 78%, no, 76% of human communication is not verbal and it is not tonal. It is subconscious expression, if you will. And that's the largest part of human communication. On Captain's base took me around 2 hours, I believe. How many times did you have to scrub what you were doing? I have to do that a lot. I'll get one idea, I'll try doing it, and then I'll be like, nah, that's not working, let's try something else. I drew paint one eye once. Yeah. Makes sense. And mini glazes to get the shading just right. I saw a really good technique actually on it was on a YouTube video, and it's really weird way to paint faces. So basically they put a really dark tone on the bottom of the face, a mid-tone stripe across the middle, and a lighter tone stripe across the top. And then literally he got like a contrast wash and put it over the top, and because he'd put the darker shade, mid shade and lighter shade, by the time he put his contrast wash over the face, the bottom looked darker, the face was mid and the top was a bit brighter. It looked like a really quick shortcut to be able to do it. Haven't tried it, but I did see it. Glaze is a painter's best friend. Saying that though, I spent years not doing any glazing whatsoever. I always used to just try and blend the base paints. That's how I understood colour. In the old days you used to have inks and washes, which worked rather differently to contrasts. I think they call them contrast and shades now. But shades used to be washers. Crazy how the brush is worst anywhere though. Oh yes, use synthetic brushes for contrasting glazes. I picked that up off of Squidmar. Apparently Cptsd just doesn't like the harshities of the ink levels or something in the contrasts. And I have noticed on my own brushes, using some nice quality sable brushes for contrast, it does bugger them up. They start splitting, they never look the same again. Yeah, synthetic brushes for your contrasts. IPA. I imagine it would work. Give it a good rub in some masters. A good soak, some hot water. Douse it in soap, leave it in some hot water. But IPA usually cleans any paint off, doesn't it? Nothing worse than losing a good brush. These Fumuis I've got, these were I think I paid about £30 off eBay for a set of 6. Some of these got ruined and they are Cptsd, but you know, they're still good enough to, you know, be usable. And then I've got my gold and maple ones for my best brushes. eBay and Amazon. That's where I get mine from. I've never seen it in a hobby shop, to be fair. But they don't want you to have brush soap. Think about it. If you're there looking after your brushes, well, you're not going to go anymore buy any more brushes from your local hobby shop, are you? Maybe that's why they don't have brush soap. The megacorps thing, as Afro Man would say, fuck the corporate world, yeah! Yeah, I ain't down for the corporates neither, bro. Scumbags. They're all in blind panic at the moment, though. The whole data center investment trips, they're coming to a rapid end. I think that'll end up as a bit of a fall from grace for them. Johnny Silverhand was onto something. Sure as hell was. I remember watching, first time I heard quote unquote what you might call alternative information. It was my first year of high school. 1994, and a friend that I'd met in that first year had a sleepover at his house and tea, and Michael Bolly put Alex Jones on InfoWars. This is when the internet was still relatively new. We're talking like 1994. And he puts InfoWars on, and to my 11-year-old mind, that was already somewhat traumatized from a suspect childhood. Found it absolutely fascinating, because my brain was always like, who, what, when, where, why, how, all the, you know, a kid to be irritating, asking questions, I'd be that kid. And so yeah, it's been a lifetime fascination of asking the same questions on repeat, buddy. And it's funny because the last few years, you know, how can I phrase this? A lot of the things that I have said, having seen and having put things together over the years, turns out are mostly right in 2026. So yeah, it's nice to have a feeling of vindication after endless scapegoating for most of my life, because I pay attention to things that other people don't. Alex Jones at 11 years old. Wow, that's certainly a brain-changing game. Call my brother Johnny Silver too. Sell Santorin out of that kid, I tell you. Hello there, number 3 in the chat. How are we? Hope you're doing well on this insanely hot day. Got a couple of USB fans blowing, trying to circulate some air in the home. I can feel a slight draft, so it's doing something. Hello Zoe, you alright my baby girl? Hey, you okay? What's up Zoe? Got my wee dogs come to see me. You played Cyberpunk? I have, yes. I keep meaning to try the VR mod, but I don't think my 4060 Ti has got enough VRAM to be able to handle Cyberpunk's VR mod, which is a bit of a shame. And I also have it for the PS5 too, but you can't really run VR mods on Cyberpunk on a PS5, which sucks. It's a good game, it's a little hard to get into, I think. Yeah, it's nuts. 4060 might be a bit too weak for Cyberpunk VR. It is, again, it's that VRAM. I'd be better off with a 3080 Ti with 12 gig VRAM. They run a lot better on VR, which is crazy. Downgrade your 4060 Ti to a 3080 Ti and you get a lot better gaming performance. How about that? In the machine that I'm running now and streaming from, it's an old Alienware. Started life as an old i5. It's currently a 3rd gen i7, a 3770K, and its graphics card is the old school 1050 Ti with the 4 gig on it. I love that card. It's such a classic, and it still does a job. I can run like Horizon Zero Dawn on this i7 PC with a 1050 Ti. It's mind blowing. Half-Life Alex. I've played Alex. I use the PSVR 2 headset, and I've got the PC adapter. 4060 runs that quite nice. Yapping in all my stream yesterday, but my GPU is most likely dead. We found out upgraded to a 9070 XT. Well, if you can return it, then it's not that old, is it? You can't have had it that long. What kind of saw it make its way out, so to speak? You've been hypermining on it. You've been using that card for hypermining. Again, 1440p. That's crazy. And it's cooked your GPU. What GPU are you running? That's bizarre. I wouldn't expect a 7800 to do that. Especially not the XT. I thought it had plenty of oomph in it. My friend was trying to convince me to switch to AMD, to be fair. Have you had a look at the Steam machine? So it's £1,250 for the 2GB model with a joypad. Sad thing is, they've used an old generation AMD when, you know, 6 is coming out very shortly. So I think they've made a bit of a mistake with the Steam machine. They should have waited until the next AMD chip's out. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You could build a better PC for the same money. I mean, I could go upgrade the mobile on mine and buy some DDR5. Probably switch out the graphics card, even without changing the processor. Currently, my main one is i5 10th edition 12400F, and that runs sweet as fuck, I'll be quite honest. I'm very surprised at how well that i5 runs. Exactly. Who was it? Mad Vlad, one of the lads that we do gaming with on Discord. He's a qualified like computer scientist guy. It's what he does for a living. And we were on about it last night. It's just a bit of a poor spec machine for what they're asking. Fair enough, it's all self-contained, designed to run the Steam OS ecosystem, but how long is it going to run Steam games when it's already underpowered at release? Admittedly, it does have all that extra GDDR video RAM, which would be great when the Steam Vision comes out and you can run VR on it. It seems to me, reading the info, it's like they're focused on getting right. Okay, we want 40k, 4K at 60 frames per second. Okay, we want 4K at 120. We want 8K at 60. You know, it's like they've just pushed to get that really, and I don't think their efforts have doesn't seem valid at the moment.
which is a shame. I like Valve. They've been a very, very good company. Especially, they're very gamer friendly too. PCs. My first PC I built was a AMD 64 chip. When the AMD's first 64-bit chips came out, and we're going back to, oh god, maybe around 1998, 97, 98, something like that. And then before that, well, I learnt by ripping apart a Pentium 100, which we got in around, I don't know, when did we get that? Probably maybe 93, something like that. Pentium chips had only just come out at the time. We bought a Pentium 100 from a company called Olivetti for Christmas. My mum had bought it. And then when my mum saw her buying it, Olivetti went bust. She paid a fortune for this warranty and guarantees, because obviously home PCs were still a pretty new thing. Although we'd had Amstrads, Commodores, Spectrums, you know, they weren't a new thing, but Windows PCs, let me say, like the Microsoft based PCs, were pretty new at the time. Except for the 486, go to Windows 3.11. That was the first Windows 95 machine that I had, a Pentium 100. But the warranty was fucked up because the company went bust, and when the PC stopped working, it was a really compact desktop system with the monitor that sat on top of the desktop case. So you can imagine the type of lack of room. But I took that apart completely. My mum walked into the bedroom when I was doing it. She nearly had a bloody heart attack, screamed at me, "What the fuck do you think you're doing?" But then I learnt to put the PC back together again, and I kept it going, upgraded it for at least 10 years. But yeah, it's satisfying to build your own. I made this. It's like music. I made this. See what I do now, after I've base washed it and I've done all that contrast, I just leave like the gaps in the contrast in the, so it's already shaded then. I'm just building up the layers. It makes life so much easier. Just means you've got to be a bit more careful with your base paint, your base coats. You don't splash it everywhere because you want to leave gaps for your shading. And we have 3 shades of blue for the space walls, and we just gradually zind and fall it towards the edges, really. But we're getting there. Oh, my little dogs. Got a little Coco down there, bless her. And we've got Zoe in the doorway. They're never far. You alright there, Zozo? Little Coco's passed out. She's like, I'm not playing. This heat's too much. don't blame you, kid. I don't blame you at all, Coco. We got anything on the books today then, Mr. Knife? Protecting the yard by barking at a sandwich or the grocery store. Good dog. He's a good dog. He's just watching out for your interests. That's what you call a good dog. Missed a bit under here, look. Sneaky. We'll fix that up, don't you worry. Go nuts and start barking at other dogs being walked on the street. You surprisingly stop barking at sports bikes. Oh, mine hate quads. That's the big thing. Motorbikes and quads, we get a lot round here. No, these are bird chasers. Zoe though, the Pomeranian, likes to go into the back garden and then start barking to all the neighbourhood dogs and see how many she can get to reply back. I've noticed that seems to be a favourite game. Let me go carry on like an absolute twat in the back garden. See how much attention I can get. Good girl, you go for it, Zoe. I ain't gonna stop her, she's happy doing it. Bloody 7:30, no, 8 o'clock when I walked them this morning, and we still had to walk under the trees in the shade. Must have been gone 20 degrees at 8 o'clock this morning, it was insane. Every time, mate, every time. I'm quite happy with them though. The little souls, I'm just a bit of a guardian for them. It's their lives. Let them live it. My job simply to keep them safe, keep them fed, keep them happy and healthy. The rest is up to them. I can't say I've done a bad job doing my end of things since Mum passed. They used to be my mum's dogs. When she passed, me stepdad somewhat bedridden and disabled. I was his carer for about 5 years after my mum passed. When I eventually got out of that house, yeah, he wasn't in a state to keep the dog, so they came with me. I don't think I'd have had it any other way, to be honest with you, pal. Every time. Summer place and bring their dogs to the neighbourhood across the road. Shane Vines has a dog themselves. They will have a shouting match for like 20 minutes and then lose interest. Sounds about right, doesn't it? They're just, what would you call it? Sizing each other up. If they're bitches, the bitches like to be in charge, don't they? So they'll be mouthy and bossy and be like, "Oi, you, shut up. I'm here now." And I've got two bitches. I know they boss me about. The lip I get off these dogs. If they don't like what I'm doing, or if I don't do something to their satisfaction, oh God, I don't hear the end of it, you know. It's like, you can't just be grateful, can you? You picky fuckers. I'll go have a ride through to Selby, go see me old man today. Funny, gone over at the weekend. I usually go over like once a month or something. But I didn't actually realise it was Father's Day. I turned up at my dad's on Father's Day. Chilled out, had a cup of coffee, we sat in the back garden, had a good natter. And then I got me sent off. Didn't even know it was Father's Day, so I didn't wish him a happy Father's Day. Then somebody posted it on the Discord when I was back home, so I called him up at about maybe 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. I says, "Oh, I forgot to say, Dad, happy Father's Day." I didn't realise it was Father's Day, but I was just visiting. He says, "Well, don't worry, son, it was nice that you were just visiting." Like, fair enough, Dad. At least you know I didn't visit just for Father's Day. There's a real old trooper, my old man, who's just had the old clear from his beating cancer the second time. 2017 and 2024 were not kind years to my father. But he's a trooper, he's got through it both times. Amen. I'm very glad. It's bad enough not having a mum. And my dad's 76, you know, he's not young. But I'm not looking forward to life without any parents, really. For all the differences and challenges we've had in these times. I just hope my dad outlives my stepdad, because he's a far better fucking person and deserves to. Horrible prick is my stepdad, I'll be honest. The sort of man that'll get everything out of you and then stab you in the fucking back. That's what sort of a man my stepfather is. That's exactly what he did. Manipulate and use and take every little bit of you until you've got no soul left. You've lost fucking, I don't know, a good 5 stone of weight, and you're on death's door. And then that's it. There's no more he can get out of you. It's done. Alright, see you later, dickhead. And then the accusations that you get for doing your damn fucking best for people, that's a whole nother story. I'm not going to that one. But safe to say, I think some people should learn to keep their mouth shut, because it never ends up well when they open them. Getting there now, a bit more progress. Sorry, knocking my mic stand there. Bits underneath the shoulders that I must have missed when I was spray canning. Nice one, Lucky Knife. Always a pleasure. Thank you for calling by the stream. Enjoyed some company. It's nice to have. You look after yourself, and whatever you do, have a good day, pal. Stay safe from that fucking heat. It's ruthless. Respect.
Very good. Oh, very good.
Oh, my back's feeling funny. How long have we been on? Oh. 2 hours. Yeah, I think it's time for a break and a stretch. Might pop back on in a bit, finish painting this bad boy. But in the meantime, look after yourselves, stay safe, eat your greens, drink lots of water. Be good. Just be good to each other. Take it easy, people.